Advance UK began in mid-2025, born from tension within another party. A former deputy leader parted ways, frustrated with strategy and lack of internal democracy, and rebranded a political vehicle into a new movement claiming to rescue the nation. The Vision, a form of grassroots politics focused on national sovereignty, free speech, democratic accountability, and equality before the law. Membership goals were clear. Recruit 30,000 members before registering as an official party. The leader pledged a large personal contribution once that threshold was reached, a symbol of commitment and confidence in grassroots support. The party set itself apart deliberately. Instead of a hierarchical structure, it proposed a college of up to 100 elected grassroots members who would oversee leadership selection, policy direction, and candidate selection. Local branches would coordinate outreach, while an executive would be held accountable by a board reporting to the college. That internal structure was pitched as the antidote to the chaos and weak accountability seen in the parent movement. The manifesto speaks in direct, uncompromising language. It pledges to assert sovereign control over borders and legislation, breaking ties with supranational institutions whose interference is seen as undermining national policies. The party frames itself as protector of free and open expression, pushing back against what it calls cancel culture and ideological suppression. It portrays existing major parties as elitist and overly centralized, promising instead to distribute political power more widely. Key policy points include strict immigration enforcement, tax cuts, deregulation, opposition to costly environmental mandates, and rolling back what it sees as political failures of the past decades. At launch, its membership remained small, and official status was still pending, but alignment with prominent figures from nationalist and activist circles fueled momentum. In mid-2025 national polls, while public support for newer parties remained uncertain, the parent and more established party was polling ahead of both traditional major parties. Although there was no direct polling for this newcomer yet, the political landscape clearly indicated rising appetite for far-right or populist platforms, driven by concerns about immigration, cultural change, and trust in politicians. Analysts tracking trends note that this new party positions itself even further to the right, critiquing the parent movement for ideological drift and inconsistent leadership. It brands itself as a disciplined, principled alternative, a purer embodiment of nationalist politics. Could the party win big in future elections? The short answer? Not immediately. Fragmented voting under a first-past-the-post system works against new parties. Even the more established Nationalist Party converted a significant share of the vote into only a few parliamentary seats in the most recent election. That said, public disillusionment with traditional finance-driven austerity or high-tax-centric platforms presents opportunity. Under the right conditions, if they reach their membership goal, build policy credibility, and avoid factional infighting, they might become a force in local elections or by-elections by the end of 2025. Their future hinges on several factors: reaching the targeted membership number quickly enough to register formally, expanding real presence across different UK regions, maintaining strict internal discipline, offering policy depth appealing beyond protest voters, avoiding legal or reputational pitfalls tied to far-right networks. If they navigate all of that, they may draw in voters disenchanted with both established parties and perceived inconsistencies in the other nationalist movement. Realistically, a landslide win is unlikely in the near term. Success would likely look more modest: visible growth in local government, gaining seats in some constituencies in future elections, especially where the more established Nationalist Party fails to deliver credibility. At its best, it might attract younger demographics seeking ideological clarity and accountability. But its ability to shape national politics depends on sustained mobilization and message discipline. If public frustration continues over issues like immigration, economic stagnation, capital and brain drain, high taxes, and rising discontent with political elites, a well-positioned new nationalist party may benefit. This is a party born from disillusionment, promising internal democracy, strict nationalism, and structural accountability. It emerged to serve as a more principled alternative on the right, grounded in internal governance reform and sharper ideological clarity. Whether it becomes a major player or fades into the margins will depend on how quickly it grows and whether it turns outrage into organized action. A rapid launch followed by strong grassroots mobilization could help it gain traction. But until then, it remains an outsider force, waiting for the conditions to break through.